Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Happy New Year. The very first live stream of 2019. Can you even freaking handle it? Holy freaking moly. I am so excited. Oh my God, I have so much to say today. So much to say, but I really want to spend today on coaching, Q&A, support of any kind. So as you are hopping on, please say hello in the comments. Please let me know how you're feeling today. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Greta and Lisa. Hello, Jessica. Hello, hello. Okay, perfect. I am so excited. We're going to kick off. So if you have questions or anything I can support you on, business, sex, spirituality, life, self, sir, you're going to need to stop. He's like, we haven't live streamed in a while, Mom. I'm confused. Hey, enough. I can't be a mom because I will just yell at my kids because, I mean, let's be real. Okay, so that being said, hello. How are you guys? How can I support you best today? We're going into a new year. Hello. We crossed 2018 off of our list, and it's so crazy to me that it's a new year. It's like the most beautiful day for fresh starts, for getting started in something new, for setting intentions, for releasing. And I talked a little bit about this as I wait for your guys' questions to come through. I'm just going to kind of riff in between. I talked about this on Instagram stories yesterday. So if we're not friends on Instagram, at Olivia Seline, come hang out with me over there. I love Instagram stories. It makes me so happy. But for me, I feel like there's a lot of overwhelm and a lot of overcomplicating. Tell me if you relate in the comments to the new year. I remember last night I was like, oh my God, I can't eat this, or I can't drink this, or I can't watch this show. Like, would kind of flicker in my head because I'm like, how you end the year is how you start the year, and you need to start right now, and I need to make sure that I do all the things and I cross everything off my list, and I'm check of, okay, I did my releasing, I've set my intentions, I know what I want, I've set my goals, my quarter one, goals are set out, my launch plan's figured out, my social media strategy's on point, I know exactly what I want. And it's like this overwhelming pressure a little bit, right, in the online space, and not in a bad way. I'm sure all of them have such pure intention, so it's not bad. And if that resonates with you, by all means, like, you do you, freaking crush the game, and I love that. But for me, I've started finding myself getting really overwhelmed as a type A, where I'm like, oh my God, like, I have to have everything checked off. I have to have all the perfect things. Oh my gosh. And I would just find myself getting really overwhelmed versus leaning in and enjoying what a beautiful celebration the end of the year can be, and really anchoring into not only what I want moving forward, but truly being so grateful and honored and excited about what's already been done, about the lessons that I've learned and how proud I am of getting through this last year, and the biggest wins that I had, and some of the biggest not so fun, maybe some of the lower moments, but that I learned from, that I made it through, that I overcame, knowing that even when things are hard, I can make it through hell and high water. I can make it there and back, because I've proven to myself over and over again in my life that even when things are hard, if I stay the course, and if I dig my heels in and I figure out my alignment, and I work with a mentor, or I talk with my friends, or whatever it might be, that I can make it through to the other side. And so I did a lot of that, but I'm still doing that today and through this week. Like, we have this idea that it has to all be done right in this moment. And if you didn't do it on December 31st by midnight before the ball dropped, that you fucked it all up and now it's over and now you don't get to have what you want. And it's not like that at all. I really want you guys to be so intentional. Not only, last night, sure, maybe you were, maybe you weren't. A lot of people were out getting drunk, having fun. I love that. Celebrate, have so much fun. There's no right or wrong here. There's no what's the most spiritual path and what's the right thing to do and what's going to make me good and what's going to make it so that the universe brings me everything I want. And it really is whatever just makes you happy, and being in that high vibe, high aligned energy. And now going into today and through the rest of the week and through the rest of the month and through the rest of the effing year, like, you can decide to change course at any given moment of any given day, at any given time that you decide. It's a decision, it's a choice that you make, right? And you can move into the rest of the year knowing that you can change at any given moment. Now, again, don't take this as being lazy, of like, oh, I can just change whenever. So like, I'm just going to keep these bad habits up, and then like, I'll just change later down the road. Don't do that. Like, that's a waste of time. It's a waste of your energy. It's not being intentional, or I guess intentional is the best word there. Not being intentional with the time that you've been given. Every moment is a gift, right? But just know you can change at any given time. So for me, like today I'm going to be doing, I did some intention setting through the last week or so. I've got more to do today. Don't overwhelm yourself. Pick a couple things, for each quarter, or a couple things to really focus on, or more broad, and then kind of break them down from there. And then I'm going to also be doing some more releasing rituals of like writing down everything that doesn't serve me, everything I'm not taking into the new year, burning it, getting rid of it, releasing it. I deleted a lot of messages. I had really tough conversations yesterday. I'm sure more will have to come this week of like who am I breaking up with? Who am I letting go? Who do I not want in my energy? All of that kind of stuff going in through the rest of the week and through the rest of the month. Your fresh start is now. So what are you going to do with it? How are you going to be intentional with it? But don't put the pressure on yourself of having to do it the right way, the best way, the good way, the bad way, whatever it might be. Like, what are you feeling called to do? Where are you feeling called to give your focus to, and go there? Does that help? Does that help relieve some of the pressure? Ooh, okay. Let's see here. Questions. Peyton, I yell a lot. No worries. I love this. Happy New Year, Ashlyn. Good morning. Yay, yay. Oh my God, everyone's feeling so excited this morning. I love this. Erica, all the shoulds are heavy. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Lise says, and I did nothing of it and felt kind of shitty about it, but trying to shift that energy. See, and that's just it. Like, it's not productive. It's not doing anything productive to feel guilty about how we spent New Year's Eve, or like, oh shit, I didn't do this and now my whole year is fucked. Like, I guess 2020 will be my year. Like, no, right now is your year. Right? What's happened in the past, we can't do anything about. So now how can we be intentional moving forward so that when we do look back at the end of this year, how do you want to tell the story? How do you want the story to go? Because right now you're writing the story that we'll look back on a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year from now. How are you writing the story now? How do you want to tell it? Make your choices and decisions from there. Let's see. Lisa says, the theme of 2019 for me is sensuality. Any tips for fully embodying it? Oh my God, I love this because Stacy said the same thing below. How do I own my sensuality? Okay. So sensuality is different than sexuality. And the truth of the matter is that as women, we live life through our senses. We are sensual beings by nature. Right? One of my mentors always talks about it in the sense of we're the only species, right? For the most part. Some men do this too. But we go down the candle aisle at Target and we smell every single candle and we like have this feeling of like, oh my God, this smells so good. Oh my God, I need this in my house, right? For me, it's like a mahogany teakwood smell. I love a good man scent. I love a little old tobacco pipe scent. It's like my favorite. I also love like eucalyptus and spearmint and all of those like more stress relief type scents. So think about that. So our sense or our senses. So our nose, okay? We're smelling things. When someone's baking fresh bread and you're like, God, that just feels so good. It smells so good. And you almost feel this sense of like good energy rush through your body of like, I could just eat it right now. Like that is just so good. And you're experiencing life in that way, right? It's just freshly rained and you're outside and you're smelling it and you're experiencing it and you're feeling kind of the trickle. So now in our touch sense, right? We're feeling the trickle of water go down our body. We're in a bath and we're feeling the bubbles kind of creep up our legs and it kind of tickles a little bit. Or rubbing and massaging, oils down in our body, right? And instead of jumping quick out of the shower and right into our clothes and going on with our day, we're spending time like really feeling our legs and feeling our arms and feeling our bodies. That's a sense. We're experiencing life through our senses, right? The way that we see things, it's like it's just a different dimension, like different energies. Than men are kind of just like very here we go, very logical, analytical. We're experiencing life through this flow and through these senses that we've been given. So one of my favorite ways to embody my sensuality is really to start tapping back into the power of living life through my senses. So just like I said, instead of rushing through a shower, do you have time tonight for a bath? And really be present and embodied in the moment of how does this feel to take this bath? Like, I'm smelling the scents. I've got the candles. I'm seeing the flickers. It's an ambiance. It's a mood. It's a vibe. I'm feeling the bubbles kind of trickle over my legs. I'm feeling the warm oils as I rub it into my hands and I massage it into my body after, and just starting to feel again, starting to experience life in a way that's not rush, 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 busy, 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 go, go, go. What's next? What's next? What's next? How can you be so present in this moment? Think about taste. How often are we eating our food like we're eating a bagel really quick, like in the middle of client calls, and we're like, okay, get it really quick. Okay, I got to eat this. And we've got like, it's dripping down our face and we're like, okay, I'm like, I'm a mess and like whatever, but like I got to go. And like we eat this food so fast that it's like, boom, it's gone. How can you start to embody sensuality through the way that you eat? It's not about being sexual with your food. Although, like, to each their own, you could do that too. But, you know, how are you tasting it? What does it taste like to fully taste every bite, letting it hit every single side of your palate and really chewing it slowly, being one with the food? It's so cheesy, but it's so true. And enjoying the moment versus just rushing through and eating the thing to get to the next. I'm not going to lie. I'm one of the fastest eaters I know. I take much pride in it. I grew up with parents who worked in the food industry. For years and years and years. So it's like, that was kind of how we all ate because they were always eating between shifts. So you got to go quick, quick, quick. And my husband's military. So same thing, you got to eat quick, quick, quick. And so for me, it's really starting to relearn and retrain myself how to experience life through my senses. So when you have a piece of dark chocolate, instead of just swallowing it right away, how can you like let it kind of melt on your tongue and feel it, taste it, smell it, be one, you know, with it, you're with your coffee and you're like, oh, smells so good, and you're feeling the glass and you're tasting every little drop and you're really feeling it. You're experiencing life through your senses, and that ripples into every single area of your life because your husband, your partner, your man is going to experience life through you, experiencing life through your senses. They don't operate that same way all of the time. It's a very feminine energy thing. It's something that we have as women. So when we're doing that, when we're operating and we're embodying that sensuality, we're experiencing more pleasure, more joy, more of that kind of orgasmic energy that I always talk about rushing through your veins. You're just feeling and embodying, and you're present in the moment, and it absolutely trickles into how you show up in your relationship, how your man views you, how you're showing up in the bedroom, how you're showing up in your business, because you're here and you're experiencing and you're owning your sensuality. Does that make sense? Even little things like how the lace feels on your skin, or when you put something silky on, kind of how it feels as it rubs against every little piece of you. How does that feel, right? It gets you like a little excited. Let's see. Let me scroll down and see what your guys' thoughts are on that. I love this, becoming more present in everything I do. Amen. 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 Payne says, I got a salt lamp for Christmas and I love it. I think I'm going to light all the candles today and use my jelly bomb. Ooh, I love that idea. Love all the scents. Doing the same thing. Yes, the man scent eucalyptus makes me want to go smell all the candles. Exactly, exactly, exactly. I love that. Let's see. So Lisa and Stacy, let me know if that helps. Aw, Stacy, I'm sorry you guys are sick. Bummer. Okay, Peyton says, I was feeling guilty last night for a bit because I didn't have a lot of stuff prepared that I wanted to get done, but I decided to let go of that and just enjoy the evening with Annabelle because that's what's really important. 100,000%. Guess what? You can still do those things today. You know, I was talking to my friend Marissa last night, and same thing. We were both had like extra things on our to-do list, and we were like, damn it, I didn't get all of the things done that I wanted to get done. But instead, celebrate what you did get done. Be grateful for the things you did get to do, and then, today you can do it again. You can start over. Go at your to-do list. Get it done. Okay, let's see. Stacy said, talk to me more about my human design manifesting generator. What do you want to know specifically? That's such a broad topic, human design. I have a training about it in my Intro to Spirituality course that I do. So let me know, I guess, what questions specifically you have around it, and I can try to answer that for you. Peyton says, what's been on my heart these last few months is my purpose and meaning. So I'm digging into that this year. Any tips for feeling that out? 100%. Human design will rock your world because it's really all in how you're wired and what you came to this earth to do. It's super fascinating when you start to learn about your mission and your greater purpose and all of that that's kind of designated for you. But that being said, when it comes to your purpose and meaning, it really comes down to getting quiet and not seeking answers from everybody else, okay? Yes, working with a mentor is great. They can ask you the right questions, but no one really can say, like, here is your purpose. This is what you should do. It's going to come from an internal thing. It's going to feel this sense of being at home, being at peace, being invigorated, being lit up by it, being excited, feeling like almost drawn towards it. When I think about my purpose and my mission, and when I think about where I'm feeling called in this next stage of life, it's literally like a pulling, like something's pulling me towards it. And I'm like, ugh, I just can't ignore it any longer. Like, it's there. So for you, when you're digging into your purpose and your meaning, it's giving yourself the spaciousness and the quiet and the time and the space to explore whatever's going on internally. So I don't recommend, when you're trying to find your purpose, to go listen to 18,000 podcasts and to go read a bunch of books, because you're reading everybody else's stories and you're listening to other people talk about their purposes, and it can get really murky and mucky of like, wait, was that what I wanted, or is that what she wanted? I'm confused, and it starts to get really loud. Now, of course, I mean, I host a podcast. I'm going to write a book. Like, I believe in these tools, but when it comes to finding your purpose, it needs to be an internal going inward thing. And you can ask, right? You can ask God, angels, universe, like, what am I here to do? Who would you have me talk to? What would you have me say? Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? How would you have me show up? What am I meant to share? And you might not get an answer right away, right? It might take time to really dig back in and to access the divine through your own channels. But it really is about giving yourself that spaciousness to explore and to ask and to find the answers within yourself. So for me, I know, like, going into this next stage of life and in terms of shifting into a lot more sex and relationship work in regards to business. And so I will be working still with entrepreneurs for the most part, because it all plays a part, but I'm feeling so called to talk about really taboo topics that is going to be very polarizing. That's not going to be necessarily popular with everyone, but it's like the noise in my mind and in my heart and in my soul. And when I speak it out as my self-projected authority in human design, it's like I can't ignore it any longer. Like, I need to talk about and share these things. I had my natal chart read by my astrologer, and it all points to talking about the taboo topics. I was in my human design and I was having that read, and it's all pointing to talking about the taboo topics. And it's so important to me that I know it's a part of my purpose, because I feel like it's not being talked about. So that's another thing you can look at is there a need for this in the market? Is there a need for this online? Do you wish that people were talking about X? Do you wish that someone would help X? What is it that breaks your heart? What is it that you wish you could do something about? What do you love to talk about? Whatever that might be, all of those pieces might play a role in your purpose, in what comes next for you. And I think our purpose can evolve over time. I don't think it's like a here you go and it's forever and ever and ever thing. I think it will shift and evolve as you shift and evolve and as you grow, because we're always kind of seeking that next challenge at the same time. So just be open to it and just be really in tune with yourself where you're feeling called. Let's see. Erica, making lists, lighthearted journaling is helping me recenter. Just a nice brain dump. Totally. That's one of my favorite things to do. When you're trying to journal, I think it's really important to allow yourself to brain dump for a minute first. If you guys have ever heard of morning pages from the book The Artist's Way, you can Google it. It's like every blogger talks about it. But it's all about giving yourself, it's like 3 pages in the morning. You set a timer or something, or it's like 3 pages full, and you just like start brain dumping every single morning, because what you're doing is you're clearing out the clutter, clearing out the muck, so that whatever is meant to come through from the divine will start to just like literally naturally come through. It might start with like, this is so stupid. This is dumb. I don't want to do this. How the hell am I going to fill up 3 pages? I need to make this appointment. Oh shit, I forgot to turn the curling iron off. Oh crap, the laundry. Okay, oh, I need to do this today. Oh, I think my client told me that. I should message them this. Oh, that was really weird how my friend said that last night. And you're just like brain dumping all of these things. And then from there, you'll start to find that when you run out of things to brain dump, your pen to paper, your hand just starts going with whatever's being channeled through you. We all have direct access to the divine, right? We are God in human form, right? We've got God within us. We have the divine within us, and we're divinity in human form. So you have access to this greater, higher power that's so much bigger than you in your human body. So why not connect with that and allow yourself to be spoken through. The things that I say aren't from me. It's from someone and something so much bigger than me. God, angels, universe, source, like so much bigger than me. And I don't have to have all the answers because it's literally being channeled through me. When I speak, when I write, when I am with my clients, when I'm with whoever, it's not actually from me. It's not from my wealth of knowledge, although I'm always constantly growing, and I'm always addicted to my own growth myself, but it's literally coming through. It's intuitive. And to be intuitive, you have to get back in touch with yourself. Okay, let's see. Peyton says, I'm doing the same thing. Got a new journal. This is gorgeous. I love it. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Okay, let's see. Erica, my morning coffee is everything. A freaking men. Stephanie says, makes sense. I'm learning how he totally relies on me to decide how he feels. Oh, interesting. Stephanie, tell me more about that. All right, Andrea says, December has been a huge financial struggle bus. Honestly, the last 6 months have. I'm trying so hard to enter 2019 in a healthy, abundant mindset. Do you have any tips? 100%. Money is simply energy. Money is energy. Money is energy, and energy is abundant. You are an abundant being. You are a match for whatever it is that you desire. So I relate so hard. Like the beginning of this year, you guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. Last year total, the entire year, myself, not my husband, but myself, solely in my own business, made $10,000 the entire year. $10,000. That was before taxes. That was like, that was it, $10,000. And I was so grateful for that. I was so, so happy. But I also, as you can see, that related to it being a tough month. That's less than $1,000 a month if you break it down for the entire year of what I was bringing in. So we were struggling financially. This year, I made over $70,000. And it's been an insane year, but it didn't come from me doing more, trying to fix my broken self, trying to make it all perfect, trying to, X, Y, Z. It truly came on me. It came from me working on myself and really getting clear that money is just energy. It's just energy. There's always more than enough of it. So I had to figure out in myself, what are the beliefs that I was holding on to about money that was making it hard, that was making it challenging, that was making it so that the money had the power, the debt had the power, the struggle had the power, and I didn't have the power. How was I able to reclaim my power so that I could get back to being an energetic match for the money and the abundance that I desire? Now, for me, I worked with a coach, so I had her asking me questions, holding space for me, working through it with me. Like it was insane work that we did. I did some branding stuff. I did some business like to-dos of shifting things and really shifting my message and owning pieces of me. But the overall arching theme was reclaiming my power over the money and literally declaring and deciding that the money didn't have the power over me anymore. If I saw all these other people earning all this money, I was like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it. And I started to just study myself, and I was like, okay, what are the thoughts that are coming through? For me, I noticed that every time I would swipe my debit card, I would feverishly check my bank account before, and I would like get sick to my stomach because I was like, oh my God. So that was an emotional payoff I was giving that, and my body started like constantly doing that. And I was scared of money, therefore money was scared of me. So I had to be like, okay, how can I get so clear around it and no longer be afraid of my money? So first things, look at your money mindset. Where are your limiting beliefs? Where are you blocking yourself from receiving abundance? By the thoughts that you're thinking and the feelings that you're feeling around money, the power you're giving it to it. How can you reclaim your power over money and just become the energetic match for it? Number 3, like tangibly, I actually started to get really comfortable with my finances. I had a whole spreadsheet. I checked my bank account every day. I checked my credit card statements every day. I made sure that I was aware of what was happening so I wasn't afraid of it anymore. I had a calendar written out with every bill that was going to come out. I didn't budget as far as like, okay, here's how much money is going to go to this, and here's how much money is going to go to this, and here's how much money is going to go to this, because I think that's very limiting, because what that's saying to me personally is that that's all that you're ever going to have. And so you're like allotting all this money to all these places, and that's it. That's all you ever get. So we have to budget it properly or else whatever. For me, I had like bill here, bill here, bill here, bill here. Cool. Okay, now how much do I have left over? Okay, how much am I wanting to make? Okay, God, angels, universe, I'm open to whatever way in which this money will come to me. And I worked on myself becoming the match for it. So becoming really aware of your money, becoming really in touch with it, and almost having like dates with your money of like, okay, here we are, here's where we're at, and not judging yourself for it. I used to judge myself and my husband and our family and our finances so freaking hard about like, why does this have to be so hard and this is so bad and I should have more money and all these things. And I was like, no, this is what it is right now. And I'm taking conscious and intentional effort to get us to a new financial state. And I showed up every single day like that. Does that help, Andrea? I've been there, girl. I promise you I've been there, and I promise you you will get out of it. I promise you just have to do the work. Stacy says, how to work. How to work as a manifesting generator? Is that what you're asking me? Peyton, for us too. It's been so stressful, but I've been letting go and giving it up to God for him to handle. I love that. And it's also like doing your part. So I definitely believe in like handing it over. Like we co-create with someone so much bigger than us, but it also is like, okay, God, angels, universe, I want to do my part. What would you have me do? Lisa, yes, definitely helps. I'm excited to step into fully experiencing my senses. Yay! Kara, good morning. Stephanie, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Brunette, hey, who dis? New phone. My goal is to get more clear with all the places in my life. Besides journaling, what else should I be doing and looking for? Get more clear with all the places in my life. Journaling really is a big piece of it, but I also think taking time to get quiet, praying, meditating, being still, maybe it's doing yoga, maybe it's going on a walk outside without a podcast, without the music, maybe it's a workout for you and that really allows you to get clear in your head. It's about moving stagnant energy. So whenever I'm trying to get clear in all the different areas of my life, it's like, how can I move this energy through so that anything of the world or anything of society or anything of other people that's making my brain mucky and murky, how can I move this energy through so that I can get more clear and I have more spaciousness? And instead of going so much in the mind and what am I thinking, it's dropping into your heart and feeling into it. So as you're moving through your day, okay, we've cleared the energy, we're doing the journaling work. So we have a set date and maybe a set time if that works for you, where you have a ritual every day where you're going to journal for like 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be long. We're going to work our way up. Start there. But just start taking inventory. Where are you happiest? Where are you not happy? What's working? What's not working? What are you dreading? What are you avoiding? What are you ignoring? What lights you up? What are you pumped to get to do every single day, right? Starting to go through your day and taking inventory, not only in your relationship, with yourself, the thoughts that are going through your own head of like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and here's the self-talk that's going through and I'm like, oh God, when I stop and take inventory of that, that's not getting me where I want to be. When I'm going to message someone on Facebook, that's not the, like, I don't like this energy and these thoughts that are going on, right? Just taking inventory and becoming more aware. And then that's going to allow you to get clear about like, okay, what am I releasing? What am I letting go of? And what am I setting intentions for? Where am I going? What do I want? What do I desire? And moving forward towards that. Let's see, Kara, question for you. The end of the new year, I'm guessing you're trying to say, God has me feeling stuck in the comparison. I was so fucking lit up about all of my accomplishments, and then I got caught up in others. How do you personally put on the blinders or stay in a state of gratitude? P.S. I love you and your brunette hair. I love you so much. So comparisonitis is a thing we all struggle with. We're humans. So again, it's not about judging yourself when you're comparing, because we all do it, okay? I compare myself even to some of my best girlfriends. Kara, your coach Autumn, I compare myself to her a lot, and she's my best friend. I'm obsessed with her, and I still get in moments where I'm like, God, how does she do it? God, like, I wish I could have that, right? Or I get in states of comparison. It's normal. So for me, how do I personally keep my blinders on? It's not judging myself for comparing and not getting mad at myself about like, God, Olivia, why are you comparing again? You teach people not to compare. Why are you comparing? You're so messed up, and like, you know, punching myself, beating myself up about it. It's about like, oh, that's an interesting thought. Instead of me getting jealous or getting in comparison and now I'm stuck, it's like, she has something that I want. Oh, awareness, that's a desire that I have. If that's a desire that I have, then I get to have it because God placed the desire in my heart. Therefore, it gets to be mine. what do I want to do in order to become a match for this? What do I need to do in order to create this, in order to attract it? What does this mean for me? And then I get to get excited. So for example, Autumn hit her first 6-figure year in her business. So fucking awesome. I'm so happy for her. She's my best friend. I hit $70,000 this year. I had a 554% increase over last year. So I am, instead of getting caught up in comparison of like, God, I didn't hit 6 figures. It's not fair. I just want to be like her. God. It's like, okay, gratitude. Where am I? How far have I come? This is so cool. And now I know I want to hit 6 figures. She just showed me what was possible. I actually want to look at her as inspiration of I can go there too. And she's in my energy. She's in my space. So I get to hang out with cooler, richer, more successful people. Why not? Right? She has what I want. How can I surround myself with more people that have what I want and almost be in their energy and open up this portal of like, it can be mine too. Right? That's what I would say for that. So it's not necessarily, yes, sometimes it's like tangibly unfollowing people and tuning people out and turning off your notifications and groups and that kind of stuff. But it's also just allowing it and realizing it's just illuminating in you something for you to either look at of like something that needs to be healed, something that's being reflected back to you, or it's just showing you and lighting up a desire that you actually have, that you can have, but you have to do the work and you have to become the person who's ready to receive it. Right? Stephanie, used to struggle with so much with my purpose. I would turn my purpose into other people that I used to follow on Facebook. Totally. And that's the other thing you have to be careful of. So for example, you might see like, oh, so-and-so is talking about this and she's doing this. Maybe I should be doing that. Before you go out and do that, I want you to go internal and I want you to ask yourself and reflect on, okay, what does this mean? Am I actually excited about that? Is that actually what I want to talk about? Do I have the experience to talk about that? Or is this just something that I think is really cool for her and I can cheer her on, but what is my purpose, and anchor back into and reconnect to your purpose and your greater mission? 100%. Yes, yes, yes. Polarizing topics, exactly how I feel. I'm so here for that. Exactly what I'm pulled to do. I love that. Breaking the stigma topics. Boom. Amen. Erica, that's brilliant. I've never done that method before. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, Peyton says, I honestly love helping people who don't feel confident and comfortable in who they are and giving them tools to be who they truly are. I've always been like this. I've always been drawn to other people who feel so stuck and down even since I was little. I don't know why, and people who are in this space always seem to be drawn to me too. I have so many messages and so many instances of people saying for whatever reason they're comfortable telling me these things about them, even though they may barely know me and I've helped them through that. That's amazing. That's amazing. You have a sense of safety that people feel when they're with you, which is key in coaching. You definitely need to have that quality. Well, sometimes coaches are in like that more like assertive, like intense role, and that's really beautiful too. But there's also times where coaching is like you need to feel really comfortable and safe with that person to come undone about the things that you want to move forward on. So that being said, the only thing, Peyton, here that I would say be careful of, because I can tend to be the same way, and something I've had to learn, is that you can't save everybody, and you can only coach people who are willing to be coached. For example, it's very different when someone comes to me and just wants to vent and to like unleash on me and be like, oh my God, now I feel so much better, thank you, and like they move on with their lives. Or if they just want to like vent and stay in victim mode. There's a very distinct difference between that energy and people that come to me and say, I need to change this. I am feeling so called to get out of this state. Can you help me? Right? Can you support me in this? Can you point me in the right direction? That is someone inviting me in to coach them through, and they're coachable, they're willing to move. What I have found is something that I can tend to do because I care so deeply on such a soul level, which I know you do too, is that we want to rescue everyone. We want to save everyone. We want to be the healer of the world. And we know that we have the tools and the solutions to get someone where they want to go. We know we've been where they are. I'm like, girl, I see it. I've been where you are. Like Andrea, I have been where you are. My heart hurts for you. But I can't change Andrea's situation for her. She has to change it for herself. And it's very different, her coming to me and saying, I have so many financial struggles, meh. And I'm like, okay. And it's very different, her saying, I have these financial struggles. How can you support me in this? Can you help me through? And that is her inviting me in to then coach her, to support her through it. That is a type of client I want to work with, is someone who is willing to do the work, willing to answer the tough questions, willing to reflect, willing to dig their heels in and do the work so that they can actually see change. They're coachable and they're open and they're willing. Very different energy than save me, rescue me, my life sucks, the world is out to get me. I honestly, with those messages now, a lot of times I ignore them because I can't save the world. I even have very close friends who I adore, and they have made it very clear they don't want my advice. So I don't reach out to them and pry anymore of like, what's going on and how can I help and what do you want? I said, if you ever want help and you want to have me hold space for you through this, I'm here for you. You know where to find me. I'm not going to go chase them down to rescue them and save them and heal them from their pain. They are finding comfort in their pain right now. They're identifying with the pain. They want to stay there right now, right? So just be careful of like the difference between those two things, because I did the whole healing, saving, rescuing thing. I made $0 and I was exhausted and burnt out, hitting adrenal fatigue, hitting like hard wall of falling apart and not making money. So like, what the hell was the point anyway? And then I had to shift out of that and realize that's a very disempowered state anyway for me to be like, I can save you. You need me. This is going to be so good. And then being like, I don't actually want you. Disempowering. They have to step up, reclaim their power, and ask for the help. Okay, let's see. Oh, that was gross. Okay. Let's see. How to work as a manifesting generator. So, manifesting generator, you are the beautiful blend of the being and the doing, right? So you have this beautiful way of being able to visualize the thing and see the outcome. You've got this like manifester in you, but you also have the energy to do the work. So for you, like one of the greatest things I think as a business owner, as a manifesting generator, is you get to kind of say, you get this idea and you're like, ooh, this is a good idea. And then you ask your authority. Stacey, I don't know what your authority is. For me, it's self-projected. I'm not a manifesting generator though, but say I was a manifesting generator, self-projected, which I don't think really exists because it's more a projector thing. But a self-projected, I would then get the idea, I would talk it out, and then I would throw out the idea of like, hey guys, I had this idea, I visualized it, and then I wait to respond to someone being like, oh, this is a great idea. Oh my God, I would totally do this. Oh my God, I would totally buy this. And then I'm like, okay. And then I go do the work and then I launch the thing. A generator is just going to be like, hey, I got this idea. Ask their authority. Their authority says yes. And then they go out and they do the thing. And then that's what people want because they're the doer. They don't necessarily have to do the whole visualization thing of it as well. They're more just putting it out there and people are responding to it. And it's like, cool, awesome. As a projector, for me, mine is I have to be invited into it. So I get an idea, I sit with it, I go do something that makes me happy after I've done my whole authority thing. I go out and do something that makes me happy. Someone invites me, like for example, someone literally messaged me the other day and said, hey, when's your next mastermind? I had been thinking I should launch another mastermind, but I wasn't going to just go do it because I'm not a generator. I had to wait to be invited. So someone says, hey, when are you going to do your next mastermind? That's me getting an invite. That's me going to my authority and saying, does this feel good? Do I want to do this? And moving forward from there. So that's going to be my biggest recommendation for you. Andrea says, yes, that helped a lot. Another question, how do I get my spouse on the same level? He's super negative and doesn't see money as energy. So I worry that he's blocking the universe. So there's a tricky thing here. So one, you can separate your money. Joe and I have our money together. He was always very open and very willing to work with me. But when I've seen it before and I've worked with mentors and I've listened to them talk on this as well, it could be that it's that if he's very negative in that mindset, it can be really hard to get on the same page. And when you have joint money, all of the energy that you guys are putting towards it together is what's attracting or repelling, right? So it might be splitting the money, or it might be being like, hey, I'm going to take this, maybe you have all of your money together and then you take like a small chunk every month and you're focused on really working with this and putting your energy towards this chunk and watching that multiply, right? Or it might just simply be sitting down with him and he doesn't have to get it on a spiritual level. I never sat Joe down and was like, babe, money is energy and it's going to flow freely to us as long as we do X, Y, Z. And he would be like, okay, you're a psycho. I don't know what's happening here. But instead I went to him and I was like, hey, listen, let's have a talk about this. Like, I love the shit out of you. And I want so badly for us to be here and painting a vision for him. Here's what I want for us. Here's what I desire for us. Here's what it would allow us to do, right? And having that really open, honest conversation with him. And then saying, let's figure out a solution together. What do we think that this can look like? I'm feeling like maybe our communication about it and our thought processes towards money are really negative right now, myself included. And I just don't feel like it's getting us anywhere. How do you feel about it? Right? And he'd probably be like, yeah, I mean, we don't have the money that we want. And we're like, okay, cool. So we can agree on, oh, I almost just knocked over my entire coffee onto my keyboard. Okay. And then he would probably be like, yeah, you're right. And I'd be like, okay, cool. So we agree. We agree here. This isn't getting us where we want to go. So what can we start to shift? Maybe we can read a book together about money. And he'd be like, okay. And it's just watching one less Netflix show a night. I don't know, right? Like, I have no idea what your husband is like, but maybe reading a book together or doing a study together. Like this Secrets of the Millionaire Mind is a really beautiful book. Creating money might be a little woo for him if he's not into that. Tony Robbins has money books. A lot of people are going to say Dave Ramsey, but I just don't believe in like the limiting mindset of the Dave Ramsey personally. But if you're into that and if that would work for you, by all means, my parents love Dave Ramsey. I have clients that love Dave Ramsey. He's just not my jam. But yeah, so there's a million different things. It's like taking action and doing the work to move through it together, but not condescendingly like preaching to him and trying to get him to be on the same page as you, but more where can you guys meet in the middle and start to work through it together. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Danielle said the same thing. Greta, I've got the same thing going on here too. Greta, I didn't see your comment. I only see, replying to Andrea. Greta, got the same thing over here too. Got it. Okay. I hope that helps you guys. Ashlyn says, I watched your Letting Go to Level Up and it seriously helped me so much. Yay! If anyone wants that, free replay is on my website. My question is, do you think that you can resolve issues in a relationship within yourself without trying to make the other person understand where you're coming from? Do you think that you can resolve issues in a relationship yourself without trying to make the other person understand where you're coming from? If they're just not being receptive to the things that you're telling them or holding space for you, does that make sense? I think so. Yes, in a relationship, we cannot change the other person. I have tried. Doesn't work, which is like a beautiful thing, right? It doesn't work to change the other person, whether this is a friendship or a romantic relationship or a client relationship. We can't change or affect the way the other person is showing up, right? What we can control is how we're showing up. So I believe we attract who we are, not what we do. So if I'm attracting a lot of clients with X quality, it's because somewhere within me that quality is happening. That's why it's so important for you to show up in your relationships with your coach the way you want your clients to show up for you, because we're all attracting who we are. If I want my husband to be more receptive and open and more of an efficient communicator, I sure as hell better be doing that work on myself and becoming the efficient, conscious communicator that I want him to be, right? It's all just a constant reflection all the time. So yes, like a relationship, you can resolve issues by taking ownership, taking responsibility, and shifting things within yourself, being like, okay, what can I do better here? Who can I be that's better here? How can I heal from the different pieces of this? However, I don't think it's as easy as letting the other person off the hook, because resentment is going to grow. For example, I have had friendships where I feel like I'm constantly doing all of this growth work and it's not being reciprocated, and I'm feeling drained because it's not an equal exchange of energy relationship anymore. And I'm feeling these issues kind of build, and they don't seem to think that there's a problem, and they don't seem to want to make any changes. So I'm doing all of the work, and it feels like I'm dragging them along, or I'm trying to go to this next level, and they're holding me, kind of anchoring me down here, not in a conscious way. They're not conscious of what they're doing. It doesn't make them a bad person. They're just not on that same plane as me. I'm trying to go here. I'm held down here by this person, and it's like, oh my God, I can't go up here because like I'm constantly being dragged back down here, right? So instead, I do the work on myself. I hold space up here, like I bless and release. I love you enough to let go. I'm going to go here. If you want to come with me, girlfriend, come with me, but I'm not going to drag you there. Does that make sense? Because I can't change the other person. So do I think every single breakup Friendship-wise, needs a conversation? No. Client-wise, yes, because like they're your clients. If you're going to break up with them, you need to have a conversation. Coach, same thing. Spouse, same thing. But a friendship, I don't think so. For me, a lot of times with friendships, if I'm feeling like we keep having the same issues, they're not willing to change on it, they're not willing to budge on it, I'm frustrated by it, I just create distance, and then I create space, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do some healing, I'm going to do some work here, and then hopefully they'll join me in that. Hopefully they'll reciprocate and reflect that, and if not, then I love them enough to let them go. Jessica, go boldly into the darkness and be your own shining light, create and attract. Amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Peyton, oh my gosh, I used to be the same way. I mean, I still get stuck in that here and there, but it's better now. Honestly, what helps me is loving on people for their accomplishments. Yeah, celebrate people that are successful who have what you want. Like, what a better way of like celebration and gratitude. That's such a high vibe energy that when you can truly be so grateful and happy for other people who have what you want, you're creating yourself that energy to be that energetic match for what it is that you want. It's all intertwined. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, so happy this is helping. Peyton says, oh yeah, 100%. Oh my gosh, that was a big lesson I learned this year too. I just had to let go of my best friend of 10 plus years because she was so toxic. She would say she was doing things to get better, but never actually followed through on it. It started affecting my life and I had to say goodbye because I can't help her without her helping herself. 100%, we can't rescue people, you guys. Free yourself from the pressure of having to be the rescuer. The rescuer is a disempowering state anyway. It's us being disempowered, which is feeding their disempowerment, which is not getting anyone where they want to go. People have to be willing to say, I hate being here. This pain is getting to be too much. I am ready to change. I am wanting to change. I am willing to do my part and do the work and become the person that I want to become. And that's a very empowering state, right? But if I'm trying to rescue everyone all the time, that isn't giving them the space in the room to blossom and to be empowered and to make change and lasting, sustainable change in their own life because I'm constantly holding them. So it's dragging me down, it's dragging them down, and no one's getting to where they want to be. Stephanie says, needed to hear that. Really good. Paul and Joe are so similar. Oh my God, they would be best friends. They really would. Andrea, I've been wanting to do some reading with him or something that might be exactly what we need. Thank you so much. I love that. Love, love, love that. Lisa, is there anything you'd say I should know about being a manifester, especially in business? The manifestors are the high achievers. They're the ones that can juggle all the plates. They have this like beautiful way of getting everything that they want fairly simply because they just can visualize it and it almost comes to them. Still doing the work, but for you, it's really going to be visualizing that outcome, being so super clear about what it is that you want, what it is that you want to attract, what it is that you want to create, and drawing people in that way as well. Still showing up and doing your part and doing the work as well. But for you, you have this beautiful way of being able to achieve. Now, for those of you who want more on human design, you can read the Human Design book. I like the one by, I think it's Karen something with a C, I want to say. It's Understanding Human Design. The one by Rao Uruhu, who's like the creator of Human Design, who got it downloaded. That book is really great too, but it's more like textbook style. I like the other one. It's easier reading style. But I also have a whole module on human design, like the types and the authorities and how to use them in business as well within my Intro to Spirituality course. If you want access to that, it's not necessarily open for enrollment right now, but let me know and I can do something like a self-paced maybe thing for you with it if that is something that you want. So just let me know. Message me. We can talk about it. Let's see. Ashlyn, yes, it makes so much sense. Thank you for your insight. Yay! Lorraine, another manifester. Yes, Lorraine is a manifester. Hook up with her. She can probably tell you all the things because we talked about this a lot in the Untamed Upgrade Mastermind. So manifestors are beautiful, like superhuman beings. I mean, all the designs. We need all the designs all the time. Ashlyn, oh my God, I'm so glad I caught this live. Everything I needed to hear that has been in my head and on my heart. I love that. Autumn says curry. Oh, Karen, curry. I thought you were talking about like curry, like the spice. I'm like, hi, it's morning. Why are we having curry in the morning? I don't know. Maybe other people do. I do not eat curry in the morning. Does anyone else have any questions as we wrap up today? You guys kept me busy. You kept flying. I'm here for it. Here for it. It's weird when it gets darker in here too and like the lighting gets more like warm and more red with my salt lamp. Let's see. Stephanie, I think I'm a generator. Yes, you're a generator. You are a generator. Our beautiful life source of the planet the doers, the goers, the getting shit done. Like you can do things super quick because you have all the energy for it, where me as a projector, unfortunately I do not. But it's about loving your design and owning your design and not wanting to be someone else. Someone keeps giving me an angry face, and I don't know if it's an accident, but someone literally keeps giving it to me like every time I talk. Every time there's like a round of emojis that pop up, there's an angry face. And I'm like, excuse me? What did I say that made you angry? I mean, I'm here for it. I'm open to the discussion. Peyton, I believe I'm a manifesting generator. When I started looking into it, it totally makes sense. 1,000%. I thought she was talking about the food too. I love this. So human design is such a beautiful thing. If you guys have not listened to our podcast episode from yesterday on Soul in the Raw with my mentor, Paige Filiator, it'll rock your world. Human design isn't about making things more complicated. It's not about putting you into a box. I know some people are like, I don't want to be told X, Y, Z, and like, I can respect that. But the beautiful thing of it is that it just helps you remove the resistance. It just helps make things a little bit more simple. Not necessarily easy, because life is always going to have its challenges, and the uncomfortability is what causes us to grow. It's what allows us to take our power back. But it allows us to remove the resistance. When I read everything about being a projector and being self-projected and having my different like gates and channels read to me and realizing my mission and my purpose within it and all these things, it made so much sense. It just helped me give meaning and reason to the way that I am, the way that I operate, the way that I feel, the way that I express myself, the feelings that go through me. Like it just helped me give meaning to it. So don't be afraid of it. It's just a tool like anything else. You can take what you want. You can leave the rest. It really is just about if we were all operating in regards to our design and we stopped comparing ourselves, like huge thing for comparison. If you struggle with comparisonitis, which we're all women, I'm sure a lot of us do, right? It allowed us to stop. Like, for example, me and my friend Autumn are both projectors. And when I started to see that I would try to run my business like other mentors that I've had or friends that I've had, I learned that they were all manifesting generators. I tried to run my business like them, and I ran myself into burnout. I hit a motherfucking wall. I couldn't go anymore. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I love what I do, but I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. And I realized it's because I was living as a manifesting generator. I was operating my business as a manifesting generator, but I'm actually a projector. And our wirings are completely different. The way we have energy, the way that we move energy, the way that we show up, the way that we attract, the way that we create are totally different. So knowing that and accepting that and realizing that it literally felt like a weight was being lifted from me. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for giving meaning to the way that I've been feeling for so long. And it allowed me to start exploring different ways of being and operating and succeeding. And it has been so cool to see like, oh my God, this makes so much more sense for me. And it's given me a lot of freedom. Danielle says, in terms of business, would it be better to generate through small avenues or generate through one or two big avenues? I'm assuming you mean like revenue streams, like having a bunch of little ways you earn money or one or two big ways. I personally believe in, if you've never read the book, The Pumpkin Plan, I think it's a really beautiful book, all about you want to create the biggest, shiniest, best damn pumpkin of the show. And when we're so focused on feeding and watering and growing 18,000 different other things, we're diluting our power and our purpose and our energy to create one big thing, right? So there's two different ways you can look at this. One, a lot of people operate that way, where they have one major offer and that's their only thing, and that's the only thing that they'll ever do, and it's beautiful. Oh, there goes the angry face again. And it's beautiful. And I think that that's so doable because you want to make sure it's super clear and concise for your audience. And if you have 18 different offerings, very confusing for your audience. Confused and overwhelmed customers will never buy, or it'll always be like not right now, because they're overwhelmed and they're going to run the other way. However, if it's so freaking clear about like, here's your 3 different options to work with me, like a low, mid, high level, beautiful. Make it so freaking clear about what the difference is between each. And I think that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way to earn money. Now, I do believe in, I hope this is making sense, multiple revenue streams. If I put all of my eggs in one basket for one-on-one coaching, and that's the only thing I ever offer, the only way I ever make money, I am relying on other humans all of the time to pay my bills, which is exhausting and scary. And I don't operate that way. So for me, it's like what were other ways that I could make money? You can do affiliate work. So there's different affiliates that you can have. I've taken courses or programs before, or I've worked with mentors, and they have affiliate programs where if I send them a customer or a client, I get a kickback of the money. Now, I don't do this for everything. I do this for what I truly believe in. Programs I've taken that have changed my life, coaches I've worked with that have rocked my world, products that I've used that have changed my life. I will be affiliates for those things because I believe in it. I use it. I've been through it. I'm not just like, oh, I can be an affiliate for this. Cool. Blah, 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 blah. Everyone should buy this, and I've never taken it. That's out of integrity. So affiliate work is great. Having like evergreen programs or products on your website, great things that people can just quickly buy. Writing a book can be a beautiful way to earn a quick $10 here and there, and it's an easy way for people to work with you at a low cost. So having multiple revenue streams, I think, is super, super, super important. There were times when I was first building my business that I had a full-time job, that I had a part-time job, because I needed other revenue streams so that I wasn't feeling this desperate energy from building my business of like, God, I just need to earn money. Bah, like someone fucking buy this thing. And it was like very icky energy. Nobody wanted to be a part of it. Didn't work for me. Trust me, I tried. And so I had other revenue streams. I had a full-time job. I have a husband who has a job. Like I have different ways that I bring money into our family. That's not all my eggs in one basket. The other side of that, like I said, is have this big pumpkin, have this major like thing. So for me, it's my one-on-one coaching. Like this is the big like mecca of it all, of like, this is my highest level, deepest, most intimate work that I do with people. But here, and then I have like usually a lower, a mid-level offer kind of floating throughout, but I don't promote all the things at one time. I promote one thing at a time, and it's clear, concise, very, very, very intentional, very clear focus, very clear pain and pleasure points, so that people know, yes, this is for me, or no, this is not for me instantly, and I'm not overwhelming them. Does that help, and does that make sense? I do think you can get really distracted too if you're like, okay, I'm a part of a network marketing company and I have my own product over here, and then I'm doing this thing with my partner over here, and then I think I'm going to do this thing over here. And it can be very scattered and distracted. I think it's good to have a plan, have a launch strategy, work with a mentor, or have a business bestie or someone that you can kind of stay accountable to, and you can talk through things. Also, depending on your human design, for my manifesting generators, you're going to get 2 different hits when you're making decisions. So you might be like, ooh, I want to create this product, and it's like an all-in, and your authority tells you, hell yes, fucking do this. This is so good. And you start moving forward towards it, and then you get the second hit of like this doesn't feel good. I don't like this. And you need to turn around and change your mind and move on to something else, because you get a lot of hits and you get a lot of ideas, and you need to be able to work through them. Having a mentor is super important. But also just for everyone. Like for me, when I've worked with coaches, I go to them and I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about all these things. And then they help me strategize, or they help me map out, or they help me talk through, here's where I'm going to focus right now. I'm going to give this my all of my 100% in energy. And then here's what I'm going to work on, and this is going to come next. Let me know if that makes sense. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Thank you. Stephanie. Yes. So many hits and ideas. 100%. That's when you have to go to your authority. You get the idea. We all get a lot of hits and ideas. Like we get an idea. So for me, I'll get an idea. I go into my authority, self-projected. I talk it out. I'm talking it out. It's being talked to with someone who can reflect back to me what I'm saying. They're reflecting back to me what I'm saying. And I already, as I'm saying it, I know like, okay, I've made my decision. Then as a projector, I wait for the invite. I ask myself again with my authority at that time that I get the invite, does this feel good? Does this feel aligned? Am I wanting to do this? Does this feel like it's exciting for me? Does this light me up? And then I move forward with it if yes, and if not, then I go the other way. That's why I love having you. 100%, I love having you too. Oh my God, that sounds just like me. 2 hits. Danielle, what's your, do you know your human design? I'm so curious. Greta, when are you starting your coaching certification for Erotic Blueprint? Yes, oh my God. So if you guys don't know what the Erotic Blueprint is, you can Google it and you can take a test. It's your love language and sex, basically. Super freaking fascinating. And it's how we all like experience and embody and enjoy and have sex, how we want to be. Almost like your love language is how you want to be loved. This is how you want to have sex. So it's like energetic, sensual, a million different ones. It's so good. It's really like 5 different ones, but So excited. So I'm getting a coaching certification. It's a 6-month program. I start mid-January, and then I will be able to, and I'm already in the program. So like in the Erotic Blueprint coaching program, I already have access to that. So I'm already working through that. So I'll be using that with my clients like right away. And then as I continue to do the coaching certification, I'll have more and more and more knowledge and tools to be able to use with my clients based on different things in their sex lives as well. Peyton says, oh my gosh, that's me. I get so many ideas and then I start and then I'm like, bleh, nope, not okay. Back to square one. It's so frustrating sometimes. So the thing for you is going to be to release the frustration and the judgment from it, knowing that that's just how you're wired. Now, there's a very different thing of like, okay, I'm doing this thing and I get this like, I don't want to do this, bleh, like because it's hard and there's like a learning curve. Okay, that work through that. Ask yourself the questions. It's going back to your authority of like, so for example, if you're a sacral authority, so you get the or the you ask yourself like, do I want to keep doing this? Does this light me up? And it's like a then keep going. If it's an then go back. Don't do that thing anymore. Put it on the back burner for now. Focus on something else. If you're a splenic authority, it's that gut instinct of like, oh God, I don't know how to explain it, but something about this doesn't feel right anymore. Go back on it, put it on the back burner, go into something else. And if it's like like in my gut though, like this feels so good, I just need to do this, then keep moving forward with it. Danielle, no, I don't. I plan on finding that out today. It's on my list. Yay, mybodygraph.com. You have to tell me what it is when you find out. I'm so excited. I feel like I forget to breathe when I do these live videos, you know? Does anyone else have any final words, thoughts? Are we excited for the new year? We excited for the new year, fam? I'm so freaking excited. So freaking excited. So if you guys have other questions, I'll be doing another one of these probably in the next couple weeks here. I know we were doing them monthly, so we'll probably go back to that in the new year. And that's the new year, so I'll figure out the date and then I'll let you guys know. I do plan on going live and talking more about sex and intimacy. If you have not already watched the one I did last time, based on the conversation that we had about when I ask you how's your sex life, if you're being honest, make sure to go watch that. It's in the announcements tab. It's one of the videos there. You can see it and click on it and watch that. It's like an hour training all on sex and intimacy. There's also the couple of freebies of different trainings you can watch on my website that you can get as well, instant access to if you're just craving learning and you're craving education in the new year. The biggest thing I'm going to say with anything educational and even with these Q&As is not just to consume it, but what are you doing about it? Who are you being after you watch it, after you consume that information? Take what you want, leave the rest, you know, whatever resonates, move forward with that and ask yourself after every training I watch or after every single thing I consume, I'm like, okay, what do I want to do with this knowledge that I just spent my time and energy learning? Like what comes next for me? Do I need to make some tough decisions? Do I need to have some conversations? Do I need to do some journaling? Do I need to do some breath work? Like what is it that I'm needing? What can I do to actually go implement all of the shit that I just learned versus just sitting here being like, okay, cool, I did that thing and like it was what it was. Like make this the year that you take intentional aligned action. Make it the year that you do that. And if you have questions, let me know in the group. The group is a place where I want to talk about the taboo topics. So sex, spirituality, self, business, whatever it might be, like please post in the group. Let us support you. You're not alone in this journey. It's a community, it's support. And it's such a beautiful thing. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here in this group. Thank you for being here on this training with me. And I can't wait to show you guys and share with you what I have coming in the new year. Like it is the new year. I realize that. But there's so much coming, like in-person stuff, products, hopefully by the end of the year. It's exciting. So, and if you need more one-on-one support, you guys know where to find me. I do have a couple coaching spots open here in the new year. I work with a very small handful after seeing I was a projector. I work with a very, very, very small handful of people, 5 or less coaching clients at a time. Or 6 or less. So right now I have 4. And so I do have a couple spots open. And if you have other ideas of what you want, I'm a projector, so you can invite me into an idea that you have. I'll ask my authority and I'll wait for the invitation and be invited into things. I have been invited a couple times by people who are excited about the idea of a mastermind again, especially around all things sex, spirituality, and self. Business will always be mixed in, but really more of like the taboo topics type area. So if you want that, invite me, message me, let me know, because as a projector, I got to wait for that invite. So let me know what I can do to support you guys. Let me know what ideas you have, what you want to see more of from me. And that's how I make my best decisions, as I've learned. But thank you just from the bottom of my heart for being here. Happy freaking New Year. It's 2019. What the heck are you going to do with it? Make today count. Make the rest of this week count. Don't overwhelm yourself or overcomplicate it. And just know that I'm here to support you. So I love you guys so freaking much. Love you, love you, love you. And I'll talk to you guys in the group probably in like 5 minutes. As my best friend Shannon and I always say, I'll talk to you in 5 minutes. Bye, guys.